Hello everybody, welcome to Critical Chat, where I chat about the most critical of gaming news. I'm your host, Dylan Cash, and without further ado, let's talk about video games. So yeah, there's actual video game news to talk about for once, both good and bad, and we're going to be weighing in on all of it on today's show. First things first, we have a new game announcement, a big AAA game announcement. I feel like it's the first time we've gotten one of these in this year. Since 2019, we have not had like a true big announcement of a game, and yeah, Assassin's Creed Valhalla is officially announced. Now, we've known about this game for quite some time. I feel like for over a year now. It was originally codenamed Ragnarok and then Kingdoms, I believe, and now we have an official title, Valhalla. They released a beefy cinematic trailer. Beforehand, they had a huge live stream where Boss Logic, an online artist, was sort of drawing basically a magazine cover. It looks fantastic. Link in the description, of course, to Boss Logic's Twitter. He's a good one. He's a good one for sure. The art is fantastic. The trailer was fantastic. There's a lot here. I love the themes at play. The way the trailer starts is we have this monologue basically claiming that Vikings are evil. They're monstrous people that don't have love, that don't have reasoning, that don't have religion. They're just these monsters that pillage and rape and kill people, essentially. And we see in this trailer that that's not actually 100% the case. We see that they have children. We see that they have beliefs and families and villages and things like that, which is something I've seen from other forms of entertainment, i.e. Vinland Saga, but seeing it tackled in a game in a more serious manner is piquing my interest for sure. The trailer goes on, of course, we see a lot of action, but the best shot in the trailer, of course, is the hidden blade. Seeing that reveal was really, really cool and actually impactful. Of course, a Viking is going to have a hidden blade. It's Assassin's Creed. We're going to do that. But I guess a lot of people were thinking like, oh, it's Vikings. It's not going to be stealth. And we're not 100% sure if there's going to be stealth or not. But I think the hidden blade is a good indication that there's going to be some interesting glory kills in this game. And I think there will be actual stealth in this game as well. I think that they sort of ride that line. The sort of audience reaction, the fans' reaction to this thing is overall positive. There was a lot of concerns when the trailer first launched. Is there going to be a female protagonist? Is it going to be a huge, vast, boring open world like previous Assassin's Creed games? It sounds like the latter one is absolutely going to be true, but there is going to be a female protagonist, which I think is really, really cool. I'm not sure if it makes historical sense, but who cares? It's a video game. I don't care. Do you care? Playing as a female protagonist, I think, is important because of sort of the impact of Assassin's Creed Origins and what that brought on. And of course, having that there, I think that voice actress or that actress was actually nominated for a Game Award for Best Performance, which is awesome. And I'm sure we're going to see similar things happening here. I'm really excited to see the story of this game and see how it shapes up. Now, Xbox came out of the blue and basically said, yeah, we're going to have a big event coming up next week, May 7th, where they're going to be revealing a bunch of new games for Xbox Series X, and Assassin's Creed Valhalla is going to be there with gameplay, which is really, really exciting. This is sort of an E3 moment. I feel like this is something that would have been at E3, but it's not anymore. I feel like this trailer wouldn't even have existed if E3 was still on. But it's cool. Again, it feels really, really good. I'm not a huge Assassin's Creed fan. I actually haven't played Assassin's Creed since Assassin's Creed 2. I love that game. I adore that game, but I've never really got back into the series. This game might be piquing my interest. I'm not going to lie. I love this setting. I love the way these characters look. I love this art style. I dig that stuff. I've been in sort of a Viking fix lately with, of course, God of War, and Vinland Saga also helped with that. And it looks like it could be really, really promising. Plus, this is one of the longest waits for an Assassin's Creed game in a very long time, so you know they're putting in some hard work, and plus this is also going to be for next-gen consoles, and you know Ubisoft is going to push some boundaries with it. Now, I'm actually very, very excited for this upcoming Inside Xbox, where they do plan to reveal next-gen titles. That's a big deal. I'm not sure if this has anything to do with my next news topic that I'm going to be talking about, and that, of course, is Jeff Keighley's Summer Game Fest. This is a really unprecedented big deal. This is a really big deal. Basically, Jeff Keighley said, hey, you want game announcements? I'm going to give it to you. We're going to have game announcements throughout all of summer starting next week, which I'm assuming is talking about the Xbox event. I'm guessing that has some sort of partnership here because when he revealed the logos or the companies that are going to be involved with Game Fest, Phase 1, he called it, which is really, really hype. Microsoft was right there, and there was a couple of other studios that definitely piqued my interest in terms of, what would be there at Microsoft's show. I'm not sure how that show is going to be structured. Is it just going to be Phil Spencer sitting in a conference room? Is it going to be just like a Nintendo Direct sort of thing? I'm very curious, and I'm very, again, excited for this thing. I'm excited for Keighley to gain more power, if that makes sense. I really just want Keighley to be in charge of game announcements. I want Keighley just to be in charge of that front and showcasing big new things in terms of next gen, in terms of new games, in terms of new businesses. I think that is Keighley's place. I think he's done a fantastic job over the last couple of years with the Game Awards, of course, Gamescom, and even his stuff at E3 with the E3 Coliseum. He's only expanding upon it every single year, and I think this is the first time this is something that's like directly his. Now, of course, he's crediting all these studios. It's not like his face everywhere, but it is his. He started this, and I think that that is, again, unprecedented and a really, really big deal. I think that this is sort of going to pave the way for the future of how games are announced. E3 not happening this year due to obvious, very big reasons, and I get it. I understand. I voiced my concerns. I voiced my opinion about that already. But can E3 come back from that? I guess is the big question. Can E3 come back next year? They said they have a show next year. There's already dates for next year's show. But can they pick up steam again? And especially, if Keighley's going to be doing this again next year, who's to say? Is E3 going to be a part of this somehow? They're going to reach some sort of agreement? I'm not sure. And what studios are going to be? Honestly, studios and Jeff Keighley get along a lot more than the ESA and studios. So who knows what's going to happen next year, but I'm very excited to see this rollout of big game announcements. I'm curious how they're going to be structured. Is it just going to be just random trailers? There's also going to be like demos and playable things too. There's going to be like sit downs with devs and things like that. It's really interesting. And again, I'm just very curious how the whole thing is going to be structured, but I'm very optimistic because of Jeff Keighley's name, because of what he's done with the Game Awards and so on. So yeah, definitely one to look out. I feel like we're going to be talking about that very soon, probably next week, if he is true about big game announcements happening literally next week. I mean, we have the Xbox thing next week. So yeah, we're going to be talking about this thing for months to come. And again, that's a big deal. And some other big news, some big bad news. The Last of Us Part 2, before I even continue, I'm not spoiling this game, don't worry, I haven't even played the original yet, and I haven't even been spoiled on that one yet, so not talking about any story stuff, don't worry. The Last of Us Part 2 has been leaked online. Big chunks, the ending of the game, set pieces, big story moments have all been leaked online. It is atrocious. It is a bad, bad situation for Naughty Dog, for Sony, to all parties involved. I'm not sure if this dictated the launch of this game, because this leak did happen a little before they announced the June 19th release date for the game. So I'm not sure if they were like, oh my god, we got to release the game now, next month. Let's just slot it in there. Let's move up Ghost of Tsushima. I'm not sure. My original prediction was that they postpone the game indefinitely, and I thought that Sony was planning on pushing this onto PS5 as a sort of cross-gen title, a launch title for PS5, and sort of a final game for the PS4. But doesn't seem to be the case. I still believe that we are going to have a Last of Us Part 2 on PS5. I think that's absolutely going to be a thing. But I'm not sure if this leak dictated that release date. Jason Schreier has spoken a lot about this. I'm going to post links to that stuff in the description below if you guys want to read about it. There's a lot of cogs here moving. There's a lot of things involved. Is it a disgruntled employee? I believe that's been debunked already, but there's still a lot of mystery in the air. I'm not sure how Naughty Dog is going to handle this in terms of its marketing. Like, we still are due at least one more trailer. There's going to be a launch trailer. I'm not sure what they're going to show or how they're going to speak about this game, but yeah, it sucks. It sucks on all fronts. I don't want this game to be spoiled to anybody. I really don't. And it hurts my heart. It hurts my heart. Leaks are one thing, about games that may or may not happen way down the line, but games that are coming out months, a few weeks at this point, sucks big time. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about it. I feel like I had to mention it here. It is a really big story. that's still, I believe, evolving and still we're finding things out here and there. Again, make sure to keep it locked on Jason Schreier's Twitter. He speaks about this stuff basically daily, and that's definitely the place where you're going to get the most accurate information. Jason Schreier of Bloomberg. Now, before I end today's edition of Critical Chat, I want to talk about one more thing. Just one more thing. And this isn't based on any news stories whatsoever. Sort of, kind of rumors. Sort of, kind of. So Xbox Series X, Microsoft is having a big event on May 7th. They're going to reveal a bunch of new next-gen titles. I'm guessing Cyberpunk is going to be there. I'm guessing maybe Elden Ring. I'm guessing some new IP, probably Senua, maybe a Fable. Who knows? It's exciting. We're going to be talking about that next week's edition of Critical Chat. But where's Sony in all of this? Where's Sony? What's going on? I don't know. It's weird. I feel like that they've just been trickling out information throughout the last couple of months because of, what's going on. I feel like that we would have already gotten a PS5 reveal by now if this pandemic wasn't happening. But it's really interesting to see sort of the juxtaposition between these two companies and how they're marketing their console. Microsoft has been sort of firing on all cylinders, just showing off stuff and talking about things. Phil Spencer has been very transparent and very open about how they're going to launch this console. He's been talking about games. He's been getting interviews all over the place and been speaking a lot of good language, I would say, about this upcoming generation. But Sony has sort of been very silent on the back end. They really haven't been talking about their console at all. Except these little trickled informations regarding the controller or regarding the specs of the thing. And that's fine, that's cool, but I'm curious, where is Sony in all of this? Keighley's big Summer Game Fest, there was a PlayStation logo there, I believe, in Phase 1 or whatever. So I have to believe that there's going to be some big PlayStation announcements soon. It feels weird that we know a lot of games that are going to be coming out for next gen. I mean, we have to assume Assassin's Creed is coming out for PS5. That's confirmed. We have to assume a Call of Duty is coming. We know that there's going to be Halo Infinite. We know of games that are going to be on next gen consoles at launch, but we don't really know much in terms of exclusive stuff regarding PlayStation, regarding the PS5. So it's going to be really interesting to see that sort of juxtaposition on how these games are marketed in terms of when the consoles are going to be coming out and when the games are going to be rolling out as well, and how much those games are going to be affected by what's going on currently in the world. We live in a scary world right now. Bad things are happening, and of course, a lot of businesses are being affected by it, including game studios. And I believe Phil Spencer spoke about this as well, saying that we're excited about the hardware. We know that we're going to be okay on the hardware front. But in terms of games, that's sort of a big mystery right now. We don't know because a lot of game studios are broken up. They're working from home. They're not getting as much work done as they would have if they were working in an office. And it sucks. there's a big issue there. But I think that Sony's gonna rise. I think we're gonna have a PlayStation Phoenix rise from the ashes and show off a bunch of cool games really, really soon. Probably later this month, I'm guessing. I think closely after Microsoft's thing. It's just, it's gonna happen. So that's gonna be it for this edition of Critical Chat. It's been a long time since I've done this. I just love talking about video games, and I feel like this show is a good way to do so, a good way to talk about the things that I care about most in life, and that is, of course, video games. And I just want to thank you for being patient and getting through this video, and I hope that I've earned your support, and I hope that you will tune into next week's Critical Chat, where we do talk about all these big Xbox games. Make sure to comment down below and give me your thoughts on all the topics that I've talked about today, and also ask some questions. Maybe I'll do some fan questions next week. Maybe we'll have like a little segment where I can give my thoughts on some questions that you guys want to bring up. So yeah, make sure to comment down below, talk about the topics, and of course, throw out some questions regarding new games, predictions, things like that we can kind of go back and forth on. I think that could be pretty fun. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys subscribe for more content like this. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hit the like button if you did. I'd greatly appreciate it. And until next time, I will see you later. Bye-bye. Yeah, I forgot that we do a weird little bonus level thing. I forgot about that little segment. I literally completely forgot about it. So let's do it. I want to talk about a little game that I've been playing. I actually played a lot of it today, and that is Moving Out. It's sort of like Overcooked, but not really. I think it's more fun than Overcooked, actually, because Overcooked to me is fun like the first maybe 10, 20 levels. but then it starts getting super overcomplicated, and then it just becomes stress. The stress overcomes the fun in Overcooked, in my opinion. It's still a good time. It's fun to yell at people across the room and things like that when you're playing, 4-player or even 2-player. It's a blast, but I think that there's something about moving out that is a little bit easier to understand and a little bit easier to grasp. It is frustrating. It is absolutely frustrating, but I think that fun sort of overweighs that, and there's this big sort of satisfactory moment when you finish or clear a level or get an achievement or get gold on a level, which I still haven't done yet. I've done silver once. It's a hard game. It's hard to move fast. It's hard to cooperate. It's a little hard to finagle with some of the mechanics that are at play, but it's definitely a joy. If you have not seen this game, watch some live streams, watch the trailer. It's $24 on the eShop. I recommend checking it out. I've been having a blast with it, and I can't wait to play more. So yeah, that's sort of the bonus round here. Just a really cool little game called Moving Out.